Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Addie and today we are back with another speed build. Today we are building, or renovating rather, we are renovating the cafe in the modern part of Windenburg. And I have to sneeze, so that might happen. Um, but I spent a lot of time on this, and I think that I end up liking how it turned out. Um, I do start by getting rid of absolutely everything. Because in my experience, the Sims team just is not that good at building. So we have a bunch of changes that are happening. Um, but yeah. Um, so we start by kind of like getting it all kind of put back together. Or well, we're not putting it back together at the moment. We are in fact getting rid of a bunch of things at the moment. Um, but we are kind of doing that, and then we're gonna be working on getting everything put back together. So we will end up getting like a big patio, and there'll be seats and stuff out there. Um, and I end up getting a platform, and I think that's really cool. I wish that they had been able to add platforms earlier in the game. Like when it came out, I wish that it wasn't so, to put it frank, I wish that The Sims 4 was not so bad when it came out, but it was. So they have since added those things. And I really like platforms. I think they're really useful. So we have that on one side, and then we're getting a staircase to the other side. And I actually did something kind of interesting. So I put a half wall so that I could pick the side, like the height of it a little bit better. And then I just put the like um glass roof texture, or not roof texture, wall texture on there, and it kind of looks like a fence now, and I really like it. I'm kind of planning on doing that a little bit more because I think that it's better than fences. I wish that we had more ability to customize fences in this game, but we just don't. Like, and I don't know how they would do that. Like, with the way that The Sims 4 is, I don't know that they would be able to do that. That's probably like a next generation Sims game kind of thing. And then we're just adding more dimension to the build as well. Um, yeah, I just don't know how that they would do that. Just because we don't, yeah, like the way The Sims 4 is built is not really for customization. Um, anyway, we are getting well, initially I got a fence, and then I decided to change some of the fencing to a half wall that was about the same height as the fence that I was using. And I think that it actually works out really well. I like the difference in the dimensions with the fence and then like having the um what's it called? Half wall. Um and then we're gonna get some stairs kind of in the back here. And I yeah, so we end up kind of getting, yeah, I think that it kind of um I don't know. I don't know what I was saying. My brain has been lagging really bad lately. Um, I've just been not having a good time. So that's unfortunate. I don't really know. yeah, nobody really knows what to do about that. Um, but yeah. So, um, anyway, we are moving inside. And I I actually really like the inside. I think it's kind of, I don't know about if cool is really the word that I would use for the inside of this building, but it is kind of interesting. Um yeah, see, my cat agrees, so you're not allowed to disagree. And then up here we do have the bathrooms. So how we have it laid out is you walk in, there's a stairwell kind of in the front, and then there's like a little sitting area. And then if you walk through the doors, there's the bar and like some tables and stuff. Um, and I feel like it's kind of cute. It's kind of cozy. Um, And it's definitely more of a modern style. I don't know that I have like a style that I build. I feel like I build a bunch of different kinds of builds. Um, but this one is not my kind of color scheme. I don't really like brown that much. A lot of my furniture is brown, but I don't particularly love the color brown. And personally, like if I had been able to have more say in my furniture, I probably would have just not picked brown. Um, but I was not in charge of that. My family kind of just got me cheap stuff. So we are stuck with brown furniture. And it's like a really common color. It's again not my color. I would prefer gray. I would prefer to change this entire thing to gray. Um, but it's the Sims, so we don't really have that option. I mean we do in a way, but not for this build. Because I did want to honor the fact that it's just like a big brown box. Um, so anyway, we are kind of laying out the inside, and it's and right now I've got a bunch of tables. I do think that I get rid of a couple of them. Um, but we do end up having still a bit of tables and then just some like rugs and things on the floor. Um, the yeah, this build is kind of, it's not my favorite thing that I've ever built. I'm not like, wow, I'm so proud of this build. Look at what I built. But it is kind of a cute build. And it's definitely something that I, well, I did use, um, and I probably will continue to use. So that's always good when you use the builds that you make. Um, but yeah, we are kind of in the middle of the video, so I'm gonna do a little life update. I kind of mentioned it a few minutes ago, but I'm having like a rough time. Do not want to be doing this right now. I would much rather be like hanging out, playing Animal Crossing, doing nothing. But I didn't post it all last week because we were having a moment. Actually a lot of moments. We were having a lot of moments. So I just didn't have time. Um, but so I really want to do this one because it's like it's like my side thing. I do enjoy doing it. It's just one of those things that like it's the first thing to be dropped if I don't have the time or I don't have the energy. And because I don't make money from it and I don't like I do this for fun, right? So it's the first thing that drops if I don't have time or energy or whatever else you want to call it. And so yeah, I didn't post it all last week and I did feel bad, but I just did not have any kind of like mental or emotional capacity to sit. Like I tried to record this video last week and I sat here and I started the video probably like 14, no, that's an exaggeration. It was probably closer to like 4 or 5 times before I gave up. And I was just like, nope, it's not going to happen today. And then I had, yeah, and then like it just got worse from there. So we just didn't at all last week. Um, and honestly, I stand by that decision. I am a little disappointed, but, and I know that you guys are probably a little disappointed, but it's, yeah, not my first choice. But it's not like the worst thing. Um, if like push comes to shove and I have to choose this or my job that pays bills, I'm gonna choose my job that pays bills. Just because I like living in a house. Or having a roof over my head. So, anyway, we finished the entrance and it's kind of cute. It's got like a little sitting area, and then obviously the stairs are in the little stairwell. And then up here we've got the bathrooms, and we are kind of, I'm not really sure if I keep that floor. I'm not really sure that I love that floor. But we do have a full bathroom, and then we have a half bathroom up here as well. So if your Sims pee themselves or whatever the case ends up being, there is a shower, there is a tub. So you could, in theory, bring your children here, like your little ones, but I probably wouldn't, just because like they just lay on the floor, or play in the toilet or whatever. There's not really a lot of things for them to do. So I would probably recommend not doing that, but theoretically you could. I did bring my sim who is a ghost, although I don't know if she was a ghost at this point. But I did bring my sim who's a ghost and her cousin who's an alien. Sounds really chaotic. The alien was actually born from an alien abduction, but which makes sense, right? That's how most aliens are born. Um, except it was a robot that gave birth to her. So my alien sim, or not my alien sim, my robot sim got abducted, got pregnant from said abduction, and then gave birth to an alien child. So, and his niece is a vampire, and his other niece is dead. So, just a lot. There's just a little bit going on in this family. And I did come here with those Sims. The alien child, the one who was born from the robot, she is now a teenager, and I brought her here when she was a child. Like the age, not like, because she is still like technically a kid, but she's like a teenager now. And we're putting down some tables right now, but those will disappear and I will get different ones. Um, and then I'm sorry if you can hear my cat like parkouring across the house, but he loves it. It's his favorite pastime. Um, but yeah, so we've got those different tables coming out now. Good night. Anyway, I feel like he's more disruptive to me than he is to you all. Um, and I always kind of like to rotate the tables. I don't know if that's like a thing that other people do, but I always like how it looks better. Um, And then I did consider getting kind of like a sculpture. I don't know how I feel about it now, but I think at the time I really liked it. So I think we end up leaving that there. Um, and then we do get some more tables down here on like the lower patio. Um, and I I don't know. I kind of like the concept of sitting outside. I think that it's like, to me, when I think of sitting outside, it's like not 50 degrees, like 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Um, so that's like 20. picks 25 degrees Celsius, if you're somebody who uses Celsius. Um, and it's like nice, and it's got like a slight breeze that's not cold, and it's not rainy, it's not wet, like these sorts of things. Um, and yeah. So that's what I would want if I were sitting outside. Obviously, in The Sims, they don't particularly care that much about any of those things, actually. So if you play here, it is covered, so your Sims won't get wet. If you sit outside in the downstairs area. Um, Now we are working on some landscaping. It's pretty simple, if I remember correctly. We get some bushes and some trees, and then we do some terrain paint, and then we just kind of let it exist. Um, but yeah, I think that it's a really cute little cafe. I do like the concept of the original build. I just think that it was not the best executed. Um, so that's why we renovated because I think it's significantly cuter. Um, and you can put this in whichever direction you want. It looks good from both sides. But it is available on the gallery, and um, I think we are wrapping up the build. So if you liked it, if you would like and subscribe, that would really mean a lot, and I will see all of you next time. Bye now.